Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Carolyn Pfister. I'm the coordinator of the California Early Math Project, and I'm joined here today by 4 dynamic teachers that I will be asking to introduce themselves to you. Sylvia, let me pass this over to you first.
Thank you, Carolyn. Hi, my name is Sylvia Parker. I'm a transitional kindergarten teacher in San Diego, California. I'm also a member of the California Kindergarten Association. I'm thrilled to be here today. Tracy, why don't you introduce yourself next?
Hi, I'm Tracy Dover Spike. I teach kindergarten in Riverside, California. I'm a national board certified teacher, and I also happen to have a math blog right here with the Early Math Project. So check out my blog all about math in kindergarten. Desiree.
Hi, everyone. I'm Desiree Harrison, and I'm an elementary instructional coach. So kindergarten through 5th grade is where I work primarily. And I actually am in Michigan, so about 20 minutes outside of Detroit. And I'm also on the board of directors for the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics. And I host a podcast called Kids Math Talk. So that's about me. All right, Ryan.
Thanks, Desiree. Hi, everyone. I'm Ryan Carrata, and I'm currently the curriculum coordinator for transitional kindergarten at the Sonoma County Office of Education. And prior to being at the county office, I was a TK kindergarten and first grade teacher. And I'm very much interested in project-based, inquiry-based, and play-based learning integrated with math. So very excited to be here.
Well, thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. We're going to take a little bit of time to talk about how we create mathematically rich classrooms, how we engage families effectively, talk a little bit about collaboration, and hopefully share some of the personal stories and experiences that you've had with early math. So I'd like to open this up with a question, just how have you created a mathematically rich classroom? Desiree, maybe you would want to start us off with that one.
Sure. So thank you. So mathematically rich classrooms can mean different things to different people, and also just thinking about why does it matter, and that when we come together in a classroom, we come together with people and people who have histories and stories, and it's just so important to make all of that come to life. And one way we can do that is with through rich tasks. So rich meaning something that's exciting, something that's relevant to the kids, something that's going to spark their curiosity and also get them to think critically or think differently about something that they might have been noticing for the last month or so. It helps you see the world a little bit differently, and to think about the world a little bit differently. So as a coach, I work with teachers, and we have many different goals and student-centered goals, but some things that 3 things really that I try to make sure that we talk about through any coaching cycle to help build a mathematically rich classroom. So one of those things is just to build collaboration. So thinking about you could have kids in isolation doing tasks, and you could call it a rich task. But what if you had groups together, or just even one person pair with another person? So now you have diversity of thought, and you have where you're not just thinking about it on your own, but you're getting to explore somebody else's mind. You're getting to deepen the conversation, deepen the thinking, and come up with an even more authentic product. And so that's one thing. Another thing is when you're thinking about, what do my kids know already, or where's the next step that I need to take them? It doesn't always have to be I have a pen in my hand, but it doesn't always have to be paper pencil. So expanding that theory and thinking about formative assessment to say, hey, let's play a game, or let's read a story that has there's so much literature out there that I'm sure you're learning about, some at the symposium too, that has mathematics embedded into it. So reading a story and then coming together to talk about that story, or having some type of group task, and you as the teacher are letting the kids explore, but you're going around and just listening in and kid watching. So you can get so much rich information from asking them a few questions, so much more in the moment opportunities than just like having them write down the answers and pass in a paper. And the third thing is just to really focus on helping the students see themselves as mathematicians and making sure that they know that they're capable. And so by thinking about not lecturing to them, by having them start, like you just set them up with whatever the task might be and let them go off, let them explore, let them make mistakes. That's how we learn. And just, it takes time too. So those three things about the collaboration, the being capable, and the like just the alternative assessment tasks is not going to happen overnight. And it's a process and it's a journey.
Thank you, Desiree. Tracy or Ryan or Sylvia, do you have any follow-up on that?
Hearing Desiree, I wanted to jump right across my classroom and going to grab the jars of our counting collections. That was really one of the areas that we focused on this year in TK, was getting our students to really enjoy counting and it not just be a rote task. Like Desiree said, you can do it on a worksheet, but there's no meaning, there's no richness, or it's just one-dimensional. We can create a three-dimensional reality when we're giving them that opportunity to play. So often I see my kids just saying, hey, I stacked 5 up. I was like, oh my goodness, you did. Wow, that's amazing. Can you count it for me? It's just giving those students those authentic moments to see that math is part of their everyday learning, not just at 1:55 to 2:15 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Math extends beyond those moments, and we want them to see math in their lives. When they're going to the grocery store, when they're reading a book, how many books did you grab? All of those types of math just can happen in everyday encounters. It doesn't have to be math time to talk about math.
Yeah, thinking about everyday moments and from mathematics, it really resonates. And thinking about when I taught TK up to the garden or outdoor space and having them look into different plants and different greenery around them and looking for different seed varieties and different kinds of leaves that they would collect. And the kids on their own would try to sort them by, number or color or size. Thinking of different ways of why they sorted them and explaining that. And that happens, as I mentioned, in collaboration with their peers. It becomes very authentic for them. Thinking about these real life contexts, again, yes, you can do mathematics on a worksheet, but again, as Sylvie said, is one-dimensional. So thinking about a task that our school did towards the end of the year is a Sonoma Raceway card design challenge, where we have students TK through 5th grade design a car using found and recycled materials. And a big part of that car design is thinking about how are you going to design that car within a certain measurement constraints. So as they're creating their car, has to be a certain length, width, height, and weight too. And as they're building this car, they're constantly checking. We have a big anchor chart that says, okay, it has to be these dimensions. And I say, okay, like, does it match? And they're collaborating with their peers and really getting that understanding of, okay, we're creating this car with constraints, and it's authentic, right? So it just makes it more engaging and more fun, and have kids understand the real life applications of math skills.
Tracy, I think that you do a lot to actually to make a mathematically rich classroom with children's literature. Did you want to speak to any of that?
Yeah, I was actually going to bounce off of what Ryan and Desiree, well, and Sylvia too. In my kindergarten class, we use a lot of literature in math. And not only that, but just even art. So really integrating in because, well, I'm excited because I will now be full day kinder, but for 30 years, I taught half day, and you have to get a lot in a very short amount of time. So I see math and science and art and language arts just integrating across the whole day, and using art and solid literature that has great math stories to help you automatically engages them. There are, stories connect them, having them do an art project based on that, and then using that as a math mat or a way to organize their little counting collections. Anyway, there's so many opportunities during our day and their life to bring this in, and got a captive audience. They love hands-on. They love sharing. So yeah, just take any opportunity you have with littles to make it into a math.
Well, I'm hearing some really inspiring ways that you're integrating math really across the curriculum. Sylvia, do you maybe have some additional examples that you'd want to share about that?
Yes, one of the things that I've really focused on this year has been integrating math throughout our morning meeting. So some of the simple tasks, oftentimes we hear teachers say, I don't have enough time. My mini lesson is too long. The kids don't like it. I've been doing which one doesn't belong during morning meeting. And it's just, if you want to learn about argumentative opinion writing, there's your Common Core standard right there. ELD, that is just one of those areas that we can really get kids not only just thinking about math critically, but we're covering so many more different standards from TK on to 5th grade. We know that those standards really do live and they build one upon another. We do quiz trade in our classroom during morning meeting time, and very easy. The kids stand in line of communication. They ask their peer. This is a great time for me as the observer to see, what do my students know? How are they looking and thinking about math? At the beginning of the year, we may do something with, again, I teach TK, with dominoes, and they're just counting, right? They're doing 1 to 1. I teach them that this is one finger, this is another, those have to match, that makes 2. Later on in the year, we can go 1 + 1 = 2, 2 - 1 equals, and they're doing all of this with the peer. I can go and see everybody and assess their math. Really easy exit ticket. Same and different is another one that I really love to do with students. So just integrating math and really just having that discourse. I was fortunate to work with Mark Alcorn through the San Diego County Office of Ed, and really talking about how can we use universal design and discourse with our students. And these are not necessarily easy applications, but if you're doing thoughtful planning, thinking about your standards, thinking about your curriculum, I do have to use a big box curriculum like many other teachers, but how am I purposeful in my day and adding those components where perhaps my curriculum is not? That's where I'm serving my students and making sure that I'm planning authentic experiences for them.
So let me ask, why do you think it's important to integrate math across the curriculum? And what benefits are there? And honestly, what challenges might occur with that?
I think to speak to the integration piece is that the beauty of early childhood is that children don't silo the subjects in, this is my math time, this is my language time. It's all around them. It's in their interactions. And so it just makes the math skills just a part of their life and what they do in the world. And so thinking about, for example, a project that I did around city improvement, I had my TK and kindergarten students understand that they were curious about, like, what is a city and who are these people who run the city? And had the city manager come out to talk to my class about, okay, these are different components of a city, and it gets that social studies lens, right? And so throughout this project, they were tasked with developing new homes for our city. Like, how can we make our city a better and interesting place for kids? And they want to create these this little apartment that's, be more fun and look better in our community. And so in creating these model homes or apartments, if you will, they have to think about, okay, what to put in these apartments. And so thinking about spatial relationships, right? What could be in this home? Who is it for? Who could fit? And a moment that sticks out in my mind as they're creating these model apartments for this project, I had these carpet samples that I got from Home Depot, play the teacher card. Don't they have this? And, you get a lot of things playing the teacher card. So I had these big carpet samples. And as they were building their apartments, one child wanted to use this big carpet sample, but he knew it was too large to fit into a model apartment. So he asked me and said, Mr. Crowder, can you cut these into fourths for me? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this child did not use fourths. I can't believe it, like in such authentic and meaningful way, because we just finished talking about, fractional parts and things like that. And he was able to use that language in a meaningful way because he needed it cut to be able to fit into his apartment. So again, I think just the more kids can authentically apply these skills and not just have it just a skill for itself stand alone, they'll see it's a part of like the why they need these skills and how to be successful in the task that they're trying to accomplish.
So I'm noticing that in the chat that they're kind of, Desiree, you talked about, you talked about the quiz trade with thought cards. And then I see somebody else has popped in there. Where can we get the domino exit cards that Sylvia showed? So I'll be honest with you, it's been a while since I've taught kindergarten. I love it, but I'm not familiar with quiz trade. And I wonder if we might just explore that a little bit. And Sylvia, if you can explain where those domino cards came from, I'm sure somebody would be most appreciative.
Well, I made these myself, like a lot of teachers do.
Wow.
Well, it's not too hard. I love Google Slides. Let me see if I can find it. I will try my best to see if I can post it up. But quiz trade essentially is, in my classroom, I have 2 lines.
Right.
Students will go, I will say greet your friend, say hello, thank your friend for being their partner today. And I'll say quiz. They'll hold it up and their friend will say 2. Their friend has a different card. Okay, quiz 4. And then I'll say trade, and then we'll trade the cards. And in our classroom, because I have 2 lines, I will say shove a bun. So one friend gets to go to the other end. They shove a bun. There's a new here. I know.
That's so cute.
Bun is their favorite part. And they're like, which line is shoving a bun today? I'm like, we'll find out. So, and even just to make those 2 lines, they know they have to be equal. We have to make them even, right? So we also realize that, oh my goodness, there might be too many people. Another easy one, which I learned from a video in the teaching channel, is Mingle. Have you ever played Mingle? With Mingle, everybody in our classroom, we say mingle, 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 because again, we're learning self-control. We stand with our hands behind our back and mingle. And I will say something like this: 1. They're like, oh, that's just me. That's only a group of 1. 1 is just me. And I'll go mingle, mingle, mingle. 2. I have to go find a friend real fast. How many groups of 2 do we have? I played this in 5th grade. In 5th grade, this is a multiplication with remainders. It's division, In kindergarten, we're counting groups of 2, and maybe a friend doesn't have a peer, and we're like, maybe next time I'll call a new member. 5. They've got to really go and fast, count 5. And this is a morning meeting activity. Am I getting their wiggles out? Absolutely. Are we counting? Absolutely. Are we learning to have self-control because I can't run around the classroom and trip 3 people? Absolutely. Am I learning about, sometimes I don't get a friend? And we don't always we're leftovers, but is it a big problem or a little problem? It's a little problem. So many things are being integrated when we're playing a simple game like this. It's not just, oh my goodness, I'm doing a math lesson. This is a 5-10 minute quick little study. Anybody can do it. It's one of their favorites. And I'll see if I can find that link for Teaching Channel so you can watch the video.
Yeah, I can see why that would be a favorite.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, because I can see that as just an alternative brain break for teachers, if they don't want to pull up, like there's so many like dance sites that they could pull up, but if they just want something real quick and to talk about integrating remainders too, or like to get that into their minds for later on when they're in upper elementary. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's going to be different because you don't always have, even though you could have 24 kids in your class, maybe
Right.
only 21 are there today. Like that's, yeah, thank you for sharing.
Well, I'd like to switch gears just a little bit. And, definitely a theme of the day has been the importance of family engagement. And I'm wondering if there's stories that you could share on how you successfully engage your families in early math and what has really worked out well, and maybe what has been a little bit more challenging. If you could share some of your experiences and stories there, love to hear about that.
Well, my school, we are a STEM school. And so one way that when we started our STEM, changed our school into a STEM program, STEM focus, one of the big ways and one of the bigger pieces we were missing was the parent engagement. So you have to bring them in. And so we set up a different kind of math, a STEM night, where it wasn't just science, it was all of those different activities with math in particular, because a lot of people, right, math, a lot of people out there have a lot of math, I don't want to trauma or just, math isn't always everybody's jam, and it can kind of be a little off-putting for some people, but we didn't want to make it that way. We wanted to validate that they already come, as our speakers earlier this morning said, that their glasses already are filling up, or they come with knowledge and experiences, and we wanted to validate that and use our community to help us build the night. So we went to our parent. We have like a kindergarten and TK parent group that we have, and so we pulled from there to get parents to want to come, and just they helped us plan active stations, and just it was a really great. We have it 3 times a year, at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the school year, and it's really opening it up to them and letting them show off and be the leaders as much as the teachers are there to help facilitate all the way up as well. But then when we went on the when we were closed for the pandemic, we're like, we don't want to lose this. We don't want to lose this momentum, especially with our new families, because, you want to hook them when they're young. So they, you get those parents that'll stick with you and support you all the way up. So we still did them virtually. We had actually really good attendance virtually because, they didn't have to come to the school or make arrangements or get off work early or whatnot. We made sure we found a really nice time in the evening that worked. It seemed to work for the majority of our families. And we had even more extended families. We had aunties and grandmas and, big brothers and everybody. We had such a unique community come virtually. And we sent home the kits and the activities, and teachers were in charge of different breakout rooms, and parents too. And it was just so successful. Yes, getting the materials out, that's always a challenge, and having enough materials for everybody. But it seemed people get scrappy. Math really is everywhere. You can find that extra bag of beans really fast when you need to. And so I just love how family engagement it breaks down those walls, and we really get to connect and build relationships with our school families that we didn't have before. So that's how we've done it.
So I just want to add a personal example and then an example of someone that I've spoken with. So in our elementary, we have a listserv that goes out each week. So one way that I connected with families is just adding a math tip or something. So I had, since we're K-5, I did a lower L possibility and an upper L possibility. And so sometimes it was linked to like a video. Sometimes it just said, hey, like count, like when you're baking, like make sure that you talk about the fraction. So different things like that. So that just went out each week to parents. And then I actually talked to somebody who it started during like when the pandemic first started and everybody was remote, was connecting with families through Flipgrid and through Seesaw. So having like actually and truly engaging the parents and creating this feedback loop through videos, so that like just emphasizing it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay if you're not sure what to do. So like answering, so the teacher would post a video and say, hey, can you have your child help your child get on and have them count to 15 for me or something like that. So then it was the kid doing it, but then the parent had to watch the video to say, okay, this is what they're supposed to do now. And so like so many conversations came from that, because then they would be next to their kid while they're counting or while they're identifying something. And then questions would naturally come up for the parent to then talk with the teacher, and then to have a video back to the teacher or email back to the teacher. And then that created that back and forth collaboration. And then the parents are wanting to learn more, like, oh, why are you having, like, why do you want them to count by twos now? Or why are you asking them, if you have 6, how many more to make 10? So it just started this, it started to break down those barriers that Tracy was talking about math not being everyone's favorite, and just helping us realize that math is everywhere. And just because it's not your absolute favorite doesn't mean that you're not a mathematician. And it was like just phenomenal to hear him in particular speak to this. And I have the podcast interview, so I'll link it in the chat for anybody who wants to listen to it. But it was just incredible, the gains that were made because of just having that informal conversation throughout the year.
Excellent. All right. Well, Tracy, I believe that you are involved in a lot of collaborative math work here in California, and I wonder if you might take a moment to talk to us about that.
Definitely. Well, one way that I collaborate is right here at the Early Math Project. Caroline and I met a year ago and got to having a great math conversation about what I do in the classroom, especially around literature and math. And so on the Early Math Project site, they review and have wonderful math activities. And so we got to be the practice classroom. And how would we apply these stories with real kindergartners? And I call my class the Kinder Bunnies. And so the Kinder Bunnies and I take a lot of different math literature, and how do we take a different twist to it? How do we use it? So I've been collaborating with this site. That's one big way. I'm also a member of the Instructional Leadership Corps with CTA in Stanford. And that is a group of teachers across the state of California in school districts that provide professional development for teachers, and on a variety of topics. And math and science happen to be my areas that I present on and speak on. But many of us in the ILC have also been collaborating with parent groups and different parent organizations to also bring them into the conversation with early math in particular. And my school district, specifically my site, has been collaborating with my county of Office of Ed in Riverside County to really build our teachers' capacity for numeracy. Like I believe Sylvia mentioned that, we're handed that big box curriculum and you're told to go, like you get your training from the company or their trainer. And maybe it is also your math coach if you're lucky to have a math coach on your site. But not all of us in elementary school were math majors, right? I mean, we teach multiple subjects. And so we took a step back and we're saying, you know what, we might need some help here. And so we reached out to our county office of ed, and really for the last 5 years have gotten some really rich math PD. And then in turn, we've helped that to build our science nights and our math nights with our families. It all trickles down. And we've really noticed that, well, teaching shouldn't be all by our little selves. I know that we were in our little lockdown situation for a while, but teaching is so social, right? Classrooms are social, school's a social place. And I know I benefit from learning from more than one mind, right? So it's been, as many people as you can pull in to help your math program or help your little develop their skills. Collaboration, we're not alone. There's always someone out there, especially with social media and blogs and podcasts and whatnot. There's always somebody out there that wants to help you. Don't be afraid to ask. Math was not always my jam, but it is now. you can, and it's because of people like here on this panel that we encourage each other and help with our strengths and build up our gaps if we have them. So definitely math is a community.
Tracy, I first of all, I want to thank you because you have been such a remarkable partner with helping pilot and with your input on the early math project materials. And I just kind of want to put an open invitation out that the early math project, it's kind of a small but mighty team. We're all former educators and would really always benefit from a fresh perspective. And you took the initiative to reach out, and I'm hoping that others on the call who would like to do similar things would do this. Would be so happy to send a book review in the making and get classroom perspective in that. We really depend on it. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. You also mentioned some of the kind of shifts with the pandemic, and I wondered if there are any takeaways from that, if there have been any silver linings of that, and any challenges that you think, or any learnings from that you feel would be important to share with the people who are joining us today.
Parents have a new respect for us. Definitely.
Yeah. And
I had two different houses, two different little boys in my class virtually, and both of their dads were working from home, and they were sitting off cameras, at their different houses, and they would dojo me during the day for support and just asking for their questions. And it was really a connection that now I kind of miss, not getting dojoed by them, right? But they were just always there. And at the end of the year, at our virtual end of the year ceremony, they spoke on how much they learned and how they didn't realize how important their role really is, because they send their little babies to us, but they were like, wow, what we say and what we have in our home and all of that kind of, little voices we're putting in our babies' heads matter. And we didn't realize that until we were hearing some of the way that you were talking to our children and just, supporting them. So I think that was a silver lining, that now parents, we got to see into their world, but they had a little, the curtain's been pulled back on our world too, right? All of our pluses, because right, virtual was not perfect on a daily basis. And they taught me stuff too. So I think that was really exciting, just to be able to collaborate and be with so many families. And just the appreciation now that we're back live in person, the support, and
I think though, although COVID has changed how we teach, it also has brought up some unexpected things. Absenteeism is a huge thing. Illness, especially for young students. You know, when you're first entering school, it's going to happen. It's their first really sometimes exposure to other germs. But now with the pandemic and COVID, parents might be more reserved. At the beginning of the year in my classroom, for example, we were not allowed to share materials. So setting up rich learning experiences that we spoke about is very, very difficult. I know every school, every situation is very unique. I do think that the pandemic and COVID has really taught me as an educator how to scale down to scale up. Really, I do not need 35,000 different kinds of counters, all those erasers I see at the Target dollar spot. They're great, but do I need every single one? Probably not. Loose parts. How can we use those loose parts as everyday maximize materials? So I think there's pros and cons to our current situation, but it also is our very new reality. And there's some great silver linings. Being able to meet with a parent virtually if they can't come in is probably the best silver lining. I will be one of those people who say, I do like virtual conferences. Online teaching does have its pluses in that aspect that even for a short amount of time with students, I can still get a lot out of them. I just have to be very succinct. I have to speak quickly. I have to do a short mini lesson or I lose them. Same thing here in the classroom. We just forget about it.
Yeah. All right.
I think through the pandemic, I think families learn to just embrace mathematics in a new way, especially that they were partnering with their children on a daily basis. So again, making it fun, making it accessible. I love that Sylvia brought up loose parts, right? What can we use around our homes? One of my most memorable activities that we did early in the year of distance learning was exploring lines. I read them a book about line can be and how they can create new shapes and new different designs. So going around with their home with their families and um, what kind of interesting lines can they create with books or what interesting shape can they create with a line using their toys. And after they created that interesting shape or line, count the objects within that line and just seeing the photographs come through that the parents of the child take and having the children explain what they created within their lines, which is really beautiful. Um, and just to have parents just bring that awareness that they are partners with us in educating their child was just something that very cherishable moving into the in-person.
Yeah. Yeah. So reflecting on a couple of things that I've heard, one kind of an acknowledgement that not everybody considers themselves a math person. I think it was you, Tracy, that said that earlier. And also that, maybe parents' roles have changed a little bit since the pandemic. And, we definitely want to foster family engagement. So what do you do really to encourage the growth mindset of all of your parents and all of your students? Maybe not just with math, but since we're focusing on math, let's think about how that works in math, because I do think there's some reluctance there that doesn't exist maybe in reading or art, some of the other curriculum.
Well, I can get us started. The first thing that comes to my mind is just to continue to encourage reflection and thinking about, because sometimes we want to focus on what we haven't done yet or what we haven't learned yet or the confusion points, but to think about, here's some points of celebration. And yes, we're not doing everything, but we're doing things with intentionality and we're picking out parts to we might be doing less, but that doesn't mean that it's not great things that we're doing. So let's talk about some celebration points. Let's write down some celebration points, or let's talk about how maybe last week or last month we didn't know what a 10 frame was, or like as a parent, or you didn't know what, like, why it was important to have these combinations together, or to talk about like counting dots quickly and subitizing. But now you do. And like that's, it might be somebody might say that it's small, but it's something that you've learned and something that you can continue to grow into.
I like that. I think too, just encouraging parents that they're doing more math than they probably think they already are, because food and math just naturally go together, right? And that's culture, that's social and cultural, no matter who you are. And so there's so much math in cooking. And so that is just something that they probably don't even realize that they're doing. That's a natural math thing. Or even when you're just walking your dog, everybody has a dog now because of the pandemic, right? Or some sort of new pet, just taking a nature walk and being out in nature, all of those opportunities. Oh, honey, you just found 2 sticks. Like, they're probably saying these things without realizing that's building math in their little. So it's just, championing, like you're saying, celebrating that they already are math teachers. They just didn't know it.
And I think that sadly our time is coming to an end, but I think that's a wonderful way to close the idea that, celebrating math. And my hat's off to all of you and all of the teachers for the remarkable job that you're doing. You truly are champions. So thank you for being with us here today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.